There are a lot of questions about time that I will ask Zorn, if he has time for an interview.
Claudia, it's John Zorn. Are you there? I don't know if you're in New York or what, but I got your package, and don't worry, everything's fine. I want to do this movie, absolutely.
Wow, time is really passing so fast.
The pictures you sent look great, and when you're back in New York, we'll, get together. We'll, do the interview, the talking. You can shoot some stuff at my house, and we'll proceed on this just bit by bit. You just gotta be patient, and it's all gonna be fine.
I can't believe how much time passed in just a second.
Yeah, I think it'll be really, an exciting project, and I'm totally into it, don't worry. It's just, taking some time. So keep working on it, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.
It seems like 1 year has passed since I got that message.
Something you say one day could be very irrelevant to what you become a year from then. But once it's documented and put either on paper or on film, or you become tied to it, and people experience what they think you are through what you've said in the past, and people grow.
The interview never happened. So what actually did happen? Well, we'll see. Let's just go back in time a little bit. At this point, I hadn't heard from Zorn in several months. I had moved to New York a while ago, but now that I was here, he seemed to have disappeared. He didn't answer any of my calls and my faxes. Had he changed his mind? Nothing. I cannot make a film like this. Shit, I've been waiting for this interview for a year now. Really. I was worried and unhappy, and after yet another pointless attempt to call him, I felt I had to do something. Well, the best I could think of was to send him a letter.
Leave a message. Thank you.
Claudia, it's John Zorn. Are you there? I don't know if you're in New York or what, but I got your package, and don't worry, everything's fine. I want to do this movie, absolutely. The pictures you sent look great, and when you're back in New York, we'll, get together. We'll, do the interview, the talking. You can shoot some stuff at my house. And, we'll proceed on this just bit by bit. You've got to be patient, and it's all going to be fine.
As a matter of fact, the shoot at his house didn't happen either, although I went there much earlier. Years before, actually. At that time, I was planning to go to Japan. I thought filming in Tokyo would be important because he had spent so much time there in the past. That would have been another possible story, but that's not what happened. Now he told me that Japan didn't mean to him what it once meant. I never went to Tokyo.
And basically Naked City stopped because I stopped writing music for that band. I started thinking about other kinds of music. I love that music. I think that's, really great, exciting music. But it was about the time that I was making it. It was very much about me being in Japan. I spent 10 years there off and on, and running into a cultural boundary that I found was very hard to get through. No matter how much I studied language, and no matter how much I learned about the culture, and no matter how many friends I had or how many concerts I did in Japan, there is a boundary there, as there is in any culture. But it really began to frustrate me. I think it's partly because of being a Jew, to be honest with you. I think that Jews have believed that if they devote themselves to a culture and contribute to it selflessly, that they will be accepted. And it was very frustrating to find that I was not accepted in Japan. So it created a lot of anger. And that's when I started getting more into hardcore and that kind of aggression. And that's what that music is about. My feelings, and also my love for different kinds of music, and my sick way of putting things together and twisting them up. So I guess Naked City ended because that period ended.
Wasn't it around that time Naked City had just broken up when you came out with your band Masada, named after the Jewish fortress in Israel?
You're kind of asking, why did my Jewish identity become important to me? And it's a series of very personal answers. My father died. Going to Germany one too many times and getting a certain look. You get a look. You begin to ask yourself some questions when you go through the border with a dozen people and the only guys that are rousted are the Jews. There's something going on. So there's that, and there's also realizing that a lot of my close friends were Jews. Now, why was that? How did that happen? Not everybody, but a high number. Slow kind of evolving. It wasn't like I woke up one day and said, okay, yeah. I'm going to put on a shirt with a Jewish star, and I'm going to do some Jewish music, and that's my next thing. I mean, I can honestly say that there's probably a lot of people that believe that, and it twists me up inside.
At that time, I started another project too, inspired by Zorn's first Radical Jewish Culture Festival. This was Sabbath in Paradise, my film about Jewish music in New York. And when I finished that movie, I told John Zorn for the first time that I wanted to make a film about him. Well, he said yes. I started working on a script right away and put in order what I had collected over time, recalling things, facts, ideas, and thoughts.
And then there's memories. The memories, let's say something's happening that you want to bring back later in the piece. You want people to remember what it is.
Oh, who's calling? Ah, that's just effects. That can wait. First, let's see what we have here. Jeez, it's really so much. How about this?
Haven't I seen that before?
I guess that's right. Actually, I don't need to use too many images from the past. After all, I have enough new footage. Dear Claudia, these are the concerts in the next 2 months. You can film if you like. September 26th, Masada Quartet at Tonic. October 22nd, Bar Cockba. And on the 21st, Modern Chamber Music at Merkin Hall. Hope you're well. Love, Zorn. Imagine you have the sky at night with all the stars. Then you put a bookshelf on top of it. John Zorn said this many years ago. I love this quote, and I wanted to start and end my film with it. But as things developed, I decided to begin with the moment I first heard his music. As I worked, my ideas and all their possible combinations kept multiplying, like in one of those stories by Kafka where the world expands as the main character tries to go through it.
I believe that composition is hard work, and that it's fun, and it's about problem solving. And over the 25 years or so that I've been in the public's eye making music, the way I've managed to stay interested in writing music is that I managed to pose myself different problems and different questions.
Eventually, I decided to work with what I had, and I made a short piece which I called Buried Secrets. Here, this is it.
Outside people who don't know me, well, they can't experience me at all. They can only experience the work that I put out, which is not me. Just like your child is not you. That's a big mistake with a lot of families, is a lot of parents identify with the kid so much they want the kid to become what they want it to be. It becomes an extension of their own ego, their own personality, and if the kid becomes something different, then they feel like they're being dissed or something. It's the same thing with any kind of work, whether it's your film or one of my records. You put it out there, and it does its own thing.
Why not?
それがいいんじゃない? 俺はいいよ。俺はいいよ。俺はいいよ。やりたければ。それだんだんこうしたんだよ。Yeah, we need like some wax paper. Like, it's at 160. artificial structure that's imposed on the world that we're forced to live in. It's there because governments have put it there. Governments have put carrots in front of everybody's face so that they're running after this thing they can never get. Everybody wants more. Like more of anything. They want more. They're not satisfied with what they have. There's got to be more. Because there's always someone who has more than them. They get the jealousy, the greed, the selfishness, all goes crazy. And I think this whole structure is imposed, by governments who've been thinking 24 hours a day for thousands of years how to fuck us up, how to keep us controlled. Not just from using religion and the media, but even the use of language, the invention of new words and how words can control us instead of us control words. I mean, it's gotten so complex. So it's an artist's role to pull away from that somehow.